All right, today we're going to do a valve adjustment on a Kawasaki Prairie 400. We've got the motor obviously still in the frame. We've pulled the plastics off. You wouldn't need to pull the front and rear fenders off. We were doing that for other purposes, but you do need to pull the fuel tank cover off. That's on top of the fuel tank and then also the fuel tank. So I've shown you how to do that in a separate video. Now we're getting ready here to adjust the valves. First thing you want to do is pull this recoil pull starter off, and then also the inspection window here. This inspection window behind this cover is the flywheel, the stator and the flywheel, but the flywheel has got marks on it, and you'll see several different marks on this flywheel. The one that you want to line up for top dead center is the T mark. Now you'll do, you spin around one time and your T mark might be on the wrong stroke, so you want to make sure that your foiler is on top dead center. Compression, so you want to pull this spark plug, make sure that your piston is all the way at the top, and then also if your lobes on your cam are in the up position and there's pressure on your rockers, then you're not on the right stroke. So you want to turn it over one revolution until the T lines up again, and then you should be on the right stroke. So when you're like I said before, when you're on T here and your valves are in the position where they are the absolute loosest that they can possibly be, then you know that you're on the right stroke. You want to grab a pair of set of feeler gauges here. They look like this, and we're on top dead center here. You can turn this motor over. You want to turn it counterclockwise, which would be the direction you want to turn it, and then we'll go ahead and move the camera up here, and we'll start adjusting these valves. Now we've got your feeler gauges here, and your specs are going to be written on here. Intake is going to be 0.14 to 0.19. Exhaust is going to be 0.20 to 0.25, and that's going to be millimeters. So this, let's see, we'll go ahead and adjust them. I try to find kind of the middle of the road. So for intake, we'll do like 0.5, 0.6. Millimeters. So my gauges here jump from 0.15 to 0.18. So we'll do on the tighter side, and you go ahead and you just stick these down in there. It's gonna be a little bit hard to see with my hands where they are, but you go ahead and stick those down in there. Actually, these valves are really close to where they need to be already, but we'll just adjust them to show you how it's done. And these rockers are the adjusting between the valves and the actual rocker adjusting screws kind of far down there. So it sometimes helps if you take and bend your feeler gauge up a little bit and are able to stick it in there that way. And they're a little snug. So I'm going to go ahead and take 10 millimeter wrench, loosen that lock nut, and then you can take, and a lot of times that screw will actually loosen when you loosen that lock nut. So take and turn that. Let's see, that'd be counterclockwise to start. Once you get it in there, you want a little bit of drag on these feeler gauges. If there's no drag at all, you're too loose. If you can't even get your feeler gauge in there, obviously you're going to be too tight. So I go ahead and leave my feeler gauge in there. I take my wrench then and put it on there, and I take my screwdriver and hold it on there. And let's see, so you can see it there. And then I turn it. I watch very closely to see if my adjuster screw turns and tighten up that lock nut. If it does turn, obviously you've got to loosen up and readjust it, but we can feel there now. There's a little bit of drag, but not too much. And then we go ahead and do the other side. And then exhaust, same way, kind of find something in the middle. Exhaust is down here. It'd be, I don't know how to explain it, but it's right above the exhaust pipe. And there will be a cap with 2 8mm screws just looking like this intake side here. So that is adjusting valves on a Kawasaki Prairie 400. And if you have questions, let me know. If you need more specs or a different model or how to do it, let me know, and I can do a separate video for those. Thanks for watching.